afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. Welcome to a brand new week and welcome to Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D. Now, today's show is all about looking young. And with petrol price going up again this week, I think the stress is going to make us age, and I definitely think we all need some anti-aging advice. Today, we are joined by skincare pioneer Dr. Des Fernandes. This man is an absolute national treasure. He has been in the medical field for decades, and his list of firsts is incredible. And he is, in fact, the man with the secret to the fountain of youth. He is here to share his advice on how we can keep our skin looking young and fresh. And he's also got a book out, and we're going to be giving it away on the show, so you don't want to miss out on that. Then we're going to be looking at some professional treatments for your skin, and also we'll be chatting about the different dietary choices you should be making for your skin. Remember that we are live today, so join the conversation on social media. We're asking, what are the craziest beauty remedies that you've ever heard of, and did they work? I've done a few weird things to my face. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express. Comment on our Facebook page or give us a call on 083 913 3728. From today, we are taking your calls live on air, so don't miss out on the chance to ask today's experts anything about anti-aging. And in the kitchen, we have the kitchen expert, Danilo.
I don't know about expert, but it's really cool to be back in the Afternoon Express kitchen. Good afternoon, South Africa. My name is Danilo Acquisto. I'm with one of our chefs who you've seen in our kitchen before, Sonia Edridge. She owns a really cool place in Cape Town called The Larder. And today we're making something called the perfect roast chicken. Yeah. And it's one of my most favorite delicious things to ever make. It was the first dish I ever learned from my father. So we've got a lot at stake here today.
We got a lot to talk about.
A lot at chicken, not at steak. Is what I did there, you know.
Yes. Roast chicken, I mean, it's everyone's favorite, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So what are we actually putting into this thing? What makes it the perfect roast chicken?
Well, there's some tricks about how to roast perfectly, and you know when to take it out the oven, when to put it in the oven. So we're just going to go through those basics. The rest you can improvise on. Okay. And if you know the basics, you get a perfect chicken every time.
So a lot to be learned today on the show. So make sure you head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. That's where you can find our recipe and the shopping list for this delicious recipe that we're going to be making on the show today. I also must mention that I know there's a lot of reasons why people want to look younger, and a lot of ways to do that, whether it be through treatment, whether it be through food that you eat, whether it be through the amount of sleep that you take or you get in an evening. A lot of things contribute to making sure that your skin looks younger. Our guest that's on the couch right now definitely knows a lot about that.
Thanks, Danilo. Now, Dr. Des Fernandes is an internationally recognized and renowned skincare pioneer and leading cosmetic surgeon. He is the founder of one of SA's leading skincare ranges and author of Your Skin Factory, a production manual for better skin. He joins us today to chat all about anti-aging. Des, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody.
Now, I'm never a fan of chatting about people's ages. However, you are over 70 years old and you look incredible. What is your secret to eternal youth and gorgeous skin?
Well, I would say one of the things that's helped me tremendously is I've been using vitamin A in high doses for about 44 years. So it certainly does help to keep skin in good condition.
What is it about vitamin A that just gives you that plump, young look on your skin?
Well, vitamin A controls everything that's important about skin. How thick the skin is, how much collagen you've got, if the color's more even, and things like that. That's all controlled by vitamin A. But the dreadful thing is, when we go out into light, we destroy the vitamin A. So then we have to replace it. And that's what people don't understand. You have to replace that vitamin A that you're losing every time you go out into light.
So the sun is incredibly damaging. How should we use sunblock? I mean, is it something like you've even got to put sunblock on your face during winter?
I think that we should be a bit cautious about sunblock because we must make sure that we get enough vitamin D. So while we should use sunblock, people should bear in mind that they also need to expose their skins periodically to the sun without a sunblock on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's amazing. Does the factor on sunblock mean, you know, if it's factor 30, does it mean you've got to put it on every 30 minutes?
No. The factor just tells you how much more effective it is compared to not using a sunblock.
Okay.
So if you've got 15, for example, then that means that if you take 10 minutes to go pink, then if you use a factor 15, it'll be 150 minutes.
Okay.
So we generally believe that about 15, 20 is all that we really need.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about that is that permits us to make some degree of vitamin D.
How do we get started if we want beautiful skin?
I think you should start as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And ideally, that's a few minutes after the first time you get exposed to sunlight.
Yeah.
So theoretically, your anti-aging program starts when you're, say, about 2, 3, 4 years old.
Yeah.
And of course, what we've got to look at is we can't be rubbing creams on all the time as a regular regime. We should use sunscreens, and we should give babies vitamin A capsules, because that improves the quality of the skin.
If I take vitamin A capsules now, does it mean I'm going to prevent premature aging?
You're going to slow it down.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, another thing that my grandmother told me, and I believe this is true, when you sleep, she told me your head must never touch the pillow, because when you sleep, it'll create wrinkles on the pillow. So I actually seriously do sleep like this. Vanity, it's my favorite vice. But literally, your face must not touch the pillow.
Yes.
Is that true?
I agree with that. I believe that the lines that people get on their upper lip are not from gravity. Everybody talks about gravity. Well, gravity should be horizontal lines.
Yeah.
But these are lines which show up as you sleep on your pillow. You bend the tissue on your lip. And you do this for 6, 8 hours a day. Eventually, it's going to show up.
What if you sleep on a silk pillow?
I think that it's the shape of the pillow rather than the surface that's important. And I think that basically what you want is a pillow that your grandmother would approve of, to keep your head away from the pillow. So you bolster here and here so that the central part of your face doesn't get this effect.
Okay, exactly that. I'm going to start sleeping like Dracula. Okay, now, what about treatments? So, I mean, you invented needling. What exactly is that?
Well, needling is it's a game changer in the cosmetic world. And when I first introduced it, people misunderstood me. They thought that I was a rather S&M type of person. And basically what it is you prick the skin to make the skin bleed, to release growth factors. And that happens automatically. Every time you prick your skin, you release platelets, and the platelets release growth factors.
Okay.
And the growth factors, interestingly enough, cause regeneration. Now, when we cut ourselves, we get a totally different spectrum of growth factors, and so we get scarring.
Yes.
So with skin needling, we get regeneration of tissue, and we've never been able to do that before.
So how does it work? Do you literally go for, as if you're going for a facial, and just have little pricks down on your face?
Not quite. When you're doing the industrial version of this, then you have to have numb skin.
Okay.
So you either get it numb by using a cream, in which case you can't use very deep needles.
Yeah.
Or what you do is you actually get the doctor to anesthetize the skin.
Yeah.
And then the needles can penetrate. But to be honest, we can go a long way towards that by using needles that are very, very much shorter, which when I designed this, it was only to promote the penetration of ingredients that you put on the skin.
Is it painful? And what's the downtime after you've had it done?
Well, if you're using the daily version, like, for example, a short while before I came, you know, I arrived at 11:30 today in the airport. I showered and I needled my skin.
You do it yourself, to yourself? Can I do it to myself?
Yes, and I reckon that people should do it at least once a day, and I prefer to do it twice a day.
Really?
And so then you whatever you put on the skin is going to go in better.
Okay.
But when we're talking about the sort of industrial type of needling, where you are going to rejuvenate your skin, regenerate, then that must be done at set intervals, and you have to have properly anesthetized skin.
Okay.
It can be sore if the anesthesia is not working properly. But afterwards, it just feels a little bit sensitive, like you've been in the sun.
Okay. You're going to have to teach me how to do that, because this needs to stay like this until I'm 78 years old.
That you're not going to do yourself.
I know, I'm going to do it with you. Des, we're going to chat to you a little bit later. Today, we're giving away Dr. Des's latest book, Your Skin Factory. To stand a chance of winning, SMS the keywords books, your name and city to 33728. SMSs cost R1.50 each. T's and C's apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. We're going to be chatting about your book a little bit later. Now, after the break, we're showing you how to make the perfect roast chicken, and we chat to skincare specialist Penny Jenkinson about different types of home care treatment options for your skin. Over to you, Danilo.
So I know it's only Monday and everyone's going to be criticizing me for saying this, but I'm so excited for Friday. Not only because it's the weekend, I'm pretty sure everyone's excited about the weekend, but right here on Afternoon Express on Friday, we've got an absolute icon who I have studied throughout my whole high school career. I've seen his performances and his plays, and I've made sure that I've witnessed him win thousands and thousands of awards. John Carney, Dr. John Carney to be exact, is going to be in our loft on Afternoon Express on Friday. It's an interview not to be missed, so make sure you tune in between 4 and 5 p.m. right here on SABC3. But I also know that tomorrow, right here on Afternoon Express, 2 other icons are going to be in the loft.
Hi, I'm Bonang Mateba. Make sure you tune in for Afternoon Express on the 3rd of May 2016, live at 4 p.m. on SABC3. We're honored to be joined by 2 iconic South African men, namely Johan Stemmert, who has been hosting SABC2's best-loved game show, Noot vir Noot, for 25 years, as well as the legendary actor Joe Mafela, best known for his role as Dumo in the classic series Good is Nice. Old School is so cool on Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4 p.m. Find it on 3.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. So we're in the kitchen today with one of our chefs, Sonia Edridge, who's been on our show before. And recently, you've opened up your beautiful shop to now Monday evenings, where you're giving people that perfect roast chicken.
The perfect roast chicken.
Oh my gosh. So talk us through what are we going to be making today.
So the main thing is you've got to choose a beautiful, plump, free-range bird. Okay, so it's antibiotic-free, it's had a wonderful life, so you feel happy about eating. Because we all want to eat, right?
It is, if the packet does say free range, is it usually free range? Can you trust that?
Yes, well, yes, I think so, yeah.
I hope so, because I've heard
Trust
some
your
negative
supplier,
stories.
Trust your supplier.
What does free range mean? That they've just extended the cage past a certain barrier?
No, there's a whole lot of rules about it. Yeah.
Okay,
so, you know, generally the main retailers you can trust.
Okay.
I tend to go to my suppliers. I check it out myself.
Okay.
But the big retailers do what they say.
Good.
So we'll trust them.
Because the whole idea, obviously, today is we're trying to look healthy and make our skin look better.
Exactly.
And part of that is eating really, really well.
You are what you eat. You are what you eat. Okay. So for me, the most delicious thing about a roast chicken is all your extras. So I tend to take it out of the fridge about 15-20 minutes before, so that it doesn't go in ice cold.
Yes.
Okay. And then I like to add a little bit of butter, some herbs, and we put it under the skin. So
okay, let's do that.
I'm going to pop it in there. It's a nice soft butter. Do you want to pull off a little bit of rosemary and some thyme? We actually grow our own herbs at the cafe, so we can decide
How much rosemary would you like in there?
Oh, that's divine. I mean, if you want to chop it up a bit more, you can.
Oopsie, sorry.
That's fine, it's fine. The
You
thyme,
didn't tell me before.
Sorry, go on, chop. Use the big knife. Okay. Put some thyme leaves in there.
In Afrikaans, we literally can say that I'm making a big mess. So
yeah, that's fine. Yes, all right. Bit of salt.
So, because it is
okay, you can play with your flavors. This is the fun part. I mean, today we're going to put some lemon.
Oh, I'm putting extra in, sorry.
That's fine, no, go.
I like lots of flavour.
More the merrier, because we're going to stuff it underneath. But if you want to, you can use fennel seeds and lemon zest.
These are all such fresh flavours, which I'm really enjoying about this dish so far. You've got the lemon in there, with a nice little zing. All of these different herbs you've got to your thyme is very, very fresh. So it's got that real homely feel about it.
So, you know, you mix up your butter, and then what we do is you just loosen underneath the breast with your fingers, make a little bit of a hole, and then you can just stuff it under there.
Ooh. And why butter as opposed to olive oil? I've seen a lot of people drizzle olive oil on and will always baste the chicken like that as opposed to using butter.
You can do both, but I mean, obviously the butter you can get underneath the skin.
I see what you're doing there, so it almost stays in there nicely.
So it stays and it keeps the breast, because the breast dries out the quickest, whereas the other ones will stay moist against the bone. The breast tends to
become quite dry, I remember. Yeah.
So you can just push it underneath the skin. So you can have fun with it. So if you wanted to do, I often do smoked paprika. You can go Moroccan.
Yes.
You can have such fun with this. As long as the basics, you're basting the breast, and then the
and you're getting the flavours under the skin, which is also something that people forget.
Inside. Then I like to pop, you just pop half a lemon in there, some onion, and then I also do garlic, roast garlic. Cut it in half, and then you put it on the side. You can put your potatoes around the side, and then you just bung it all in, and it comes out in one go.
Okay, so you've done nothing to the legs, so you've put nothing underneath there. You've just sort of like basted underneath the skin on the breast, and that's it.
If you don't want the excessive butter, you can just do a drizzle over the top, salt and pepper, and bung it in. But what you need to do is if you buy chicken from a supermarket, take the plastic off the wrapper the night before, and you leave it in the fridge overnight without the wrapper, so that the skin dries out nicely. A little bit of salt. With all roasts, basically, you take it out of the plastic so it can dry. Otherwise, it gets sort of quite soggy. You want the skin to be nice and taut. Then you get a nice. My daughter literally will fight over the skin. So that's how you get a nice crispy skin.
So I must say that obviously the best thing about the chicken is all those flavours that are in there, but you haven't put too much flavour in the chicken itself. So a lot of this has to do with the cooking process and how that flavour happens in the cooking. So what happens from here into the oven?
So 180 degrees for an hour.
Okay, and just leave it
Simple.
there. Don't turn it, don't rebaste it, don't anything.
If your oven has spots, you can turn it during cooking, but 1 hour is fine. You can give it a halfway through, give it a turn, and that's it. So you can put your veggies around the side, and then literally your whole meal comes out in one go.
Well, we're going to show you exactly how to put all those different parts together. We've shown you how to just get the chicken ready for the oven. We'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Later on, we're going to be also showing you how to make a few delicious sides for this amazing, amazing dish. If you want the recipe, it's on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. There you can also get the shopping list to make sure you get all the right ingredients to make this delicious, perfect roast chicken. Over to Jeannie on the couch.
Yummy. Now I'm learning how to make a roast chicken. Now today we're discussing everything to do with keeping our skin looking young and fresh. Now not everyone can afford or is interested in going for cosmetic surgery. There are, however, various treatments that you can use to counter aging with a professional skincare specialist, which are non-invasive. We're joined now by skincare expert and manager of LaserMed, Penny Jenkinson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, what are the different options we have in terms of treating anti-aging?
We're very fortunate that we have many options available to us. As you said, surgery is one option, but not for everybody.
Yeah.
You have non-invasive options where you don't have downtime, and home care is also important. And what most people don't understand is that you need a combination of things to get the best results.
Exactly.
You can't just point one product or one treatment to achieve results. It's a combination that gives us the best results, gives us that healthy glow.
How do you know what is best for your skin? I mean, at what point do you hit that you say, okay, I need a facelift? Or what other options can you then do?
I would say facelifts personally would be my last resort.
Yeah.
But even having a facelift, if you've got sunspots or broken veins or enlarged pores, a facelift's not going to address those problems. So you then need to go and have laser treatments and maintain a healthy skin before you have your surgery. So it is definitely, once again, a combination of things that we need to do.
What are the most common ways that women experiencing aging?
Sure. All right, so we actually start, as Des said earlier, we start aging from a young age, basically because we're living in South Africa, we're exposed to the sun.
Yeah.
So applying sunblock from an early age is important. And then I would say from your 20s, you need to make a concerted effort to look after your skin, apply your products regularly, and then go and have superficial chemical peels, for instance, to maintain. It's much easier to maintain a healthy skin than to try and treat a damaged skin.
So how old should you be, like 22?
I would say mid-20s.
Okay.
But often what lots of 20-year-olds find is that they start developing melasma, all right?
What is melasma?
In layman's terms, it's pigmentation, where they get darkening of the skin. And adult acne is also very common. So then go and see a dermatologist and have those things treated. Don't wait for them to become worse or to cause acne scarring where you've got further damage.
Okay.
So if you're experiencing problems as a young adult, see a dermatologist or your plastic surgeon, for instance, and start treatments and start the correct treatments.
Now, when you start doing chemical peels, is it in fact removing the top layers of your skin? So then you've got to put extra sunblock on, because isn't that how you can get pigmentation?
Okay, so that's why we need to educate our patients,
Yes.
all right? If you're someone who plays sports and you're outdoors in summer, peels will be a better option for you in winter. And you get different types of peels. Everyone thinks peels are these drastic things.
Yeah.
They can be, but most times we do superficial peels that are regarded as lunchtime peels. We're removing just the outer layer of dead skin.
Okay.
If you came to me and you were 50 years old with deep lines and wrinkles, I would need to do a deeper peel.
Really?
But,
And that'll take away lines and wrinkles?
Okay, we can never take away lines and wrinkles. We can never take away scarring. We can improve them.
Okay.
All right. So if you maintain a healthy skin, you're not going to have to worry about those things later on in life.
Okay.
But superficial chemical peels, to me, are one of the best treatments. And worldwide, it's the third most popular treatment in terms of cosmetic procedures.
What about lasering? How does it work?
All right. If you've got deep lines and wrinkles, a superficial peel is not going to do anything. So therefore, you need a laser that's going to actually penetrate deeper. And lasers stimulate your collagen production. So by targeting the dermis of the skin, you're going to repair the damaged cells and create a plumper, healthier skin. But even having the most advanced laser technology, the results take time to see. There's never a quick fix, all right?
Yeah.
And there's never a once-off treatment. We always need to do a course of treatments, and we need to maintain those results as well.
Yeah. Does problem skin age quicker than healthier skin?
In terms of acne, for instance?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
No, because they normally have a lot of oil.
Yeah.
I would say a skin that's very dry would probably age quicker. People who smoke will age much quicker. People who have excessive sun exposure will age quicker.
Yeah.
Extrinsic factors actually cause us to age more than intrinsic. So intrinsic is your biological clock.
diet, water?
No, that's extrinsic.
Okay.
Intrinsic is your genetic makeup. So it means you're going to age like your mom or your dad. But extrinsic factors actually cause us to age much quicker.
Okay.
So it's sun exposure, it's stress, it's pollution, free radicals. And that's why, as Des said, applying vitamin A to your skin and taking it orally is very important to delay the aging process.
I am going to be buying so much vitamin A. Now, what about different types of skin? Like, does lighter skin receive the same kind of treatment to, like my kind of olive skin, to a much darker skin, for example?
So if we're looking at chemical peels, we can do those on any skin type. But if we're looking at laser treatments, the lighter the skin, the safer the results.
Yeah.
However, there are certain lasers that can be used very safely and very effectively in darker skins.
Okay.
And anyone who's going to go and visit a laser clinic, for instance, and who's concerned about darkening of the skin, and they have got dark skin, there's a very special laser that can be used. But my advice is always to have a patch test firstly. Darker skins only see an adverse reaction 5 days later. If I had to treat my skin now and I was tanned, I would see immediately an adverse reaction. But darker skins take up to 5 days to show any adverse reaction.
Wow,
So
okay.
ask for a patch test, wait 5 days, and if it's all hunky-dory, then you go ahead.
Then you can have your laser. Thank you so
Correct.
much. A little bit later in the show, Penny will be doing a live demonstration of a chemical peel so you can see what it's all about for yourself. After the break, we're chatting all about nutrition and specifically food that is good for your skin. Remember our question for the day, we're asking what are the craziest beauty remedies that you've heard of and did they work? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express and comment on our Facebook page or give us a call on 083 913 3728. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, they say you are what you eat, and there is strong evidence to support that what you eat has an impact on the condition of your skin. We're joined by registered dietitian Alex Royal to discuss everything about your dietary choices with regards to your skin. Everyone, welcome to our loft.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
It's good to have you back. So, Alex, let's talk a bit about eating healthy and how that affects your skin. Is there genuinely a link?
There absolutely is. I mean, you can see that if you're healthy, you lead a healthy lifestyle, you eat a good diet, it helps every cell in the body. Okay. And that will definitely reflect in your skin, which is the largest organ in the body. So, yeah, so it absolutely will.
So what are the biggest misconceptions or biggest mistakes that people are making when it comes to looking after your skin in today's age?
Well, the biggest problem would be eating sugar. So eating a diet high in sugar and processed food that's full of chemicals and additives that would kind of cause toxin buildup under the skin. But the sugar is the main issue. It causes accumulation of, well, it kind of hangs on the collagen of the skin in kind of a visual way of describing it. And it dries the skin out, it causes wrinkles, puffiness, redness.
I did not know any of this so far. So you said the actual sugar in itself gets into the collagen and therefore just helps promote those sort of wrinkles and...
Well, it does. It causes inflammation and redness, and it dehydrates the skin, which is a major problem.
What exactly is processed food? I mean, a lot of people have always asked that question. I only know what really processed cheese is because it's sort of been mushed up together and they've remade something out of it. But a lot of the time people are buying smoothies or buying burgers or pizzas and normal general foods that would have thought were quite healthy for you. What's regarded as processed?
Processed food would be anything that's been... kind of the fiber's been taken out of it, the natural goodness has been removed. So there's very little minerals, vitamins, trace elements that you need. And it would be something like takeaway food or refined starches.
Okay. So what are the best things for me to be eating now today to help improve my skin? What are the sort of vegetables or meats that we should be eating?
So it's your veggies are the best, the green leafy vegetables, your broccoli, kale, spinach, those are the number one. And then your bright coloured vegetables, your bell peppers, tomatoes, carrots, and then starchy veggies like your butternut, sweet potato, and anything that's bright, so something like your berries or your citrus fruits. And then you've also got eggs that are really good, nuts, livers, shellfish, meats.
Sure. And all the negative things, what are things we should definitely be staying away from? You've mentioned sugar.
So I mentioned sugar, your processed foods that are high in chemicals, anything that will dehydrate your skin.
Okay.
So things that are very salty. Alcohol, absolutely. So alcohol, caffeine, if you're caffeine sensitive. So stay away from too much coffee or teas. But some people are absolutely fine on coffee. Yeah, so it's the salt, it's that sort of thing that'll dehydrate your body.
Okay. A lot of people have really said this before, and I mean, it's quite an intimidating thing. We've just spoken already on the show so far. You must eat well, you must do this, you must do that, you must do all these things. It all sounds quite overwhelming. I mean, there must be some starting point. Like, what is the one thing that we should all start to change right now, from today, in order to look younger and make our skin healthy?
I would say it would be to avoid the processed convenience foods. So stock up on lots of veggies, keep them pre-prepped. So chop up your veg like carrots as snacks, or boil up some eggs, have some nuts in the cupboard to just grab and go. But it's pre-prep. It's making it simple for yourself.
Okay, and also that needs to be broken out into all your meals of the day. So if you have to try and deliver a healthy sort of diet throughout the day, it starts at breakfast, and then what would be an ideal breakfast, sort of lunch and dinners to look at?
Ideal breakfast would be eggs, boiled scrambled eggs. Then something like your high fibre oats, rolled oats is also excellent. And then your lunch would be something or a main meal would be your green leafy vegetables, lots of veggies in your salad, and something like oily fish. So that are high on omega-3s, your pilchards, sardines, mackerel, salmon. As much of that you can get into your diet, the better. Okay.
And also, hydration is also a big part of that.
Absolutely. So you want to drink a lot of water. And we say about 30 to 35 mils per kg. So for me, it would be about 2 to 2.1 litres of water.
Just give away to national television.
Okay. Do the calculations quickly.
Everyone's got the calculators out there for it, I'm sure.
So it's about 8 to 9 glasses of water a day.
So what sort of difference will we be able to see if we start making little changes to our diet as we go in our lifestyles? I mean, a lot of women might say that, you know, actually, I've done all these changes and I haven't seen much difference added. Does it make a recognizable difference to your skin, its texture, its sort of longevity?
Absolutely. So we've heard a lot about vitamin A and the benefits about vitamin A. So eating healthily and including all those bright-coloured vegetables helps to supply vitamin A to the body, and there's huge benefits there. So you'll start to feel your skin texture's better. It's less dry. The wrinkles are less severe. Your skin will be glowing. Okay.
What is the one thing that you've changed in your diet that you feel has made the biggest difference?
I would say adding in omega-3s, so lots of oily fish. Oily fish every day, every meal.
Fantastic. Awesome. It's such an honor to have you in the lot with us today. I think a lot of people are very excited to learn as much as they can about looking after their skin. And I think it definitely does start with their diet. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. After the break, we'll be showing you that live demonstration of a chemical peel, and we'll show you how your perfect roast chicken came out. Remember our question for the day. We're asking, what are the craziest beauty remedies that you've heard of, and did they work? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using that hashtag Afternoon Express. Comment on our Facebook page or give us a call on 083 913 3728. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, if you've just tuned in, today our show is all about skincare, and we have our expert, Penny Jenkinson, here, and along with our gracious model, Olga, she's going to be performing a chemical peel. Now, I've had one of these done before, and it was quite tingly. Why does it feel like that?
Well, it's made up of fruit acids, and the fruit acids are tingling and dissolving the outer layers of dead skin. So you actually want to feel some tingling.
Oh,
all
really?
Right? Yes.
Okay, and what are the benefits of doing a peel?
So by removing the outer layers of dead skin, we're allowing our products to penetrate better. We are also going to even out the skin color. We're going to give a bright, healthy glow, all right? And with time, we're going to refine the pores of the skin. We're going to soften lines and wrinkles. And contrary to what people believe, chemical peels actually thicken your skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people are scared. They think peels thin your skin, so they don't want to do them.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, they strengthen the epidermis and the dermis. So to do a course of peels is highly beneficial to maintain a healthy skin or to treat a damaged skin.
I've definitely got a thick skin. It must be from
In
all
more
the
ways than
peels.
one.
How often can you go for a chemical peel?
All right, depending on what type of peel you are going to have, once a month is normally sufficient. And with each treatment, we either try and leave the peel on a little bit longer or progress to a stronger percentage. So what I'm going to do today is a peel that's got 5 different fruit acids in. Most peels just have one type of acid, which comes from sugarcane, glycolic acid. But today we're going to use one with 5 fruit acids, so it's also going to help lighten any discoloration. And treat bacteria, treat oil, treat blackheads, the full Monty.
Now, obviously, everybody wants a clear complexion and even skin tone. But sometimes ladies, I think with darker skin as well, use bleaching to try and get that. Isn't that bad for your skin?
Under supervision, it's not.
Okay.
What happened in the olden days, people would go and buy this bleaching cream over the counter. And they would abuse it. And as a result, their skins became darker than they were before. And unfortunately, we can't correct that. So it's under supervision, prescribed normally by a dermatologist, and a patient will use it for 3 months and then be assessed again by a dermatologist. If you don't use sunblock with that bleaching cream and you go into the sun, you are going to cause
damage.
Trouble.
Okay, so how do we go ahead with Olga's skin peel?
All right, so what I'm going to do is start applying to the forehead. And normally, because this is time dependent, 2 to 5 minutes is what we're going to leave it on for. But because it's her first peel, she's anxious, we're only going to do 2 minutes. All right, Olga, I'm going to start on your forehead. I think lots of people are anxious because they've never had a peel before. It's the unknown, actually. So once they've had their first peel, they feel a lot more comfortable with the procedure.
But then you start with a very low percentage.
Correct, yes.
And then how often do you increase your percentage?
Well, it depends how the skin tolerates it. So if Olga's skin today, for instance, can only tolerate 2 minutes, then next time I'm going to try and leave it on for 3 minutes. So it also depends what she feels. So if she feels that it's too uncomfortable, then I need to remove it. Can you feel anything, Olga? And if you had to give it a score, 1 out of, say, 1 to 10, 1 is if you can feel nothing, 10 if it's very itchy, what score would you give it?
3.
Okay, so that's fine. All right.
Well, that's okay. Now, could you do this at home?
All right, not these type of peels. These are medical grade peels. But what I suggest for home is rather to just use good skincare products. If you're doing a course of chemical peels, you don't need to go and exfoliate at home. So for the first week, Olga's going to apply lots of moisturizer because the skin is going to feel dry because everything's penetrating better. So she's going to apply lots of moisturizer and lots of sun protection, all right? Because we don't want her skin to become darker. And what's also important, when you do a course of treatments, assess your results every time. If you're not seeing an improvement, then we need to readjust or relook at what we're doing.
Okay.
All right. How's it feeling, Olga?
No, it's itchy.
Itchy. Good stuff. All right. So we're going to wait 15 seconds, and then I'm going to neutralize it. All right. So we have to stop it working. Now, what's wonderful about this treatment is when I put this blue goo onto the skin, it's going to go yellow, and that's going to stop the peel from working.
Okay.
All right. Olga, you're going to have a hot flush now, all right? Unfortunately. All right. So we're going to start applying to the forehead.
And this is slowly just breaking away the dead skin cells on the first layer of the skin, the epidermis.
Yes. And as we get older, our cell turnover slows down, and that's why peels are beneficial, because it speeds up your cell turnover, and it gives you that healthy glow. And what's also very nice about a superficial peel is there's no downtime. So you can actually go to work straight away. You can have this done within half an hour and return to work as well. So for someone who's looking for something that's effective without the downtime, superficial peels are actually one of the answers.
Okay, so now the tingling has stopped.
Yes.
And you're taking it all off.
So now you'll see the blue cream has gone yellow.
Fresher.
Can you see that?
Yeah,
brighter, healthier, instant results, quick fixes here.
I love instant gratification.
But for best results, we need to do a course.
Yeah. Okay, then
look how much smoother her skin is, how much brighter
amazing.
it is. And in 5 days' time, her skin's actually going to look better than it does today.
Oh, that is fantastic.
So that's wonderful news.
I'm going to be doing peels, needling, vitamin A.
All right, we're going to apply one more layer just to make sure we've neutralized it properly. And what I believe is that in order to achieve a healthy skin, we actually need to work on different layers of the skin.
Okay.
So not just to work on the superficial layers, work slightly deeper and even into the dermis of the skin.
Okay.
That actually is the best result, gives you the best result long term.
And then just maintenance. Every single day you've got to wash your face in the morning and in the evenings. Just a clean face all the time.
Clean face, yeah. You never go to bed with makeup on, all right?
Yeah, no, I don't. I definitely don't.
And I personally believe that there are 5 important ingredients your skin needs every single day.
Tell me.
Vitamin A, as we've mentioned earlier. Vitamin C, because that also stimulates your collagen production and it helps lighten your skin.
Yeah.
Fruit acids to gently exfoliate and to allow your products to penetrate better. A pigment lightening ingredient. So, for instance, kojic acid, which is a natural ingredient, and it's going to lighten and even out the skin color and prevent further discoloration.
Okay.
And then obviously your sunblock. If you use those 5 ingredients every single day, you will have a glowing, healthy skin forever.
Amazing. Let the anti-aging begin. So from my youthful chicken skin over to our roast chicken.
Indeed, it's the only skin that I'm going to be peeling off is the one from our delicious, perfectly roasted chicken made by Sonia Eridge, who's in the loft with us today. There's so much to learn about this stuff. I'm actually starting to get a bit of anxiety.
I think I actually need to take notes quickly.
This is what my wife's going to be like all the time. Peel this, vitamin A, this, vitamin C, that.
I'm happy with peeling the chicken skin with you.
Crazy. You and I can eat the delicious food. So,
Indeed.
ladies and gentlemen, I must show you the final product of what happens when your chicken comes out of the oven. It looks beautifully golden like this with a crispy outside skin. You can see all the different salt is looking amazing on top, which gives it a nice crispiness. All that flavors in there. We've got the half-chopped garlic and our sort of onion, which is also nicely roasted in there. It looks amazing. Making my mouth start
tasty.
Making my mouth start to water. But all that's left basically to do for this dish is create the sides.
Sides, yes. So apart from everyone knows how to make a roast potato, well, I hope anyway, otherwise I have to do it next time.
Yeah, of course everyone knows how to make a roast potato. Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you later tonight. Okay, let's do the sides. So I like to do something different with the butternut. The skin roasts beautifully, so I like to roast it with the skin on. Just take the seeds out. I should have done that first. Because when you roast the skin, it goes nice and tender. It's actually really delicious. You don't have to take it off. Just give it a nice old rinse.
And it's so good for your, we're talking about rough veg, it's good for your, you see, it's good for your body.
So pop that on there. You can also cut it into sort of half moons as well, whichever. And then we're going to give it a coating of sumac. Which is a North African berry. Which
I can start sprinkling that on there, can I?
That'd be fab. Thanks, Danilo. It's a North African berry and it tastes sort of slightly sour, kind of lemony. It's delicious. Adds such a great flavour to your dish.
I've actually, we've cooked with it a few times in the loft before, but I actually can't remember what it tastes like.
It's so yummy. Slightly sour, tangy,
It's almost like it doesn't know what it is, really. You would expect it to be quite like sort of musky, but it's very, very like
so lemony and
zesty.
So a bit of lemon juice. Come on, add some more
I'll use the
sumac,
other hand
please.
because I've already put this one in my
yeah.
mouth. Let's not do that. There we go.
And it goes so well. It actually goes really well with chicken as well. I often put them on chicken wings. It's delish.
Oh, yummy.
And then we're going to do a little bit of salt and pepper.
Where's your little cloth? Here we go.
A drizzle of olive oil. And then this as well can go in the oven for about 40 minutes. So you can pop it in after your chicken's had the first 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to make a lovely dressing to go with it.
Oh, with the chicken?
With the...
Oh, the
it
side.
goes really well with the chicken as well, but with the butternut, it's really nice.
So what this is?
That's that one over there. So I like to add, this is yogurt, nice Greek yogurt.
Yummy.
Some tahini, which is sesame seed paste.
Yummy.
So you can chop that in. Do you want a spoon? Or is it all coming
Please,
out
I'd love some. It's all coming out okay. I'll just scoop the rest out.
And then a generous amount of lemon juice.
Okay.
Okay.
But you want that sort of zesty flavours because you've got all your nice mixtures there.
So you can add lemon zest to this. You can add lemon juice. What I do, I've used the zest in the butter, and then I'll use the juice for this, which is just so yummy.
Awesome. Okay. Another one.
Another one. And then let's just give it a stir and a taste.
This is creating a nice mess along here. It's okay. It's fine.
Yum.
Oh, give this a nice mess. And this is going to... Oh, nice mess. A nice mix.
A nice mix, a nice mess. Promise you, it's so delicious. It's kind of like North African, Moroccan flavours there. It's delicious. And it goes so well with your chicken.
Okay. And then all that's left is to drizzle some chili on top of that, and then we're going to put this over here, or what?
Yeah. So we're going to pop that in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how you cut it. Obviously, you cut it a little bit smaller.
Yes.
You need less time.
Yes.
So this amount you'll need almost an hour, so you can put it in with your chicken.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we'll just drizzle it with a bit of that lovely dressing and sprinkle it with chili and Bob's your uncle and some lovely toasted cashew nuts.
Yummy. This sounds so amazing. I can understand why this is called the perfect roast chicken. Obviously, if you want to get this recipe, you can get it from our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. There you can also find the shopping list for this delicious recipe, or you can go visit Sonia's beautiful place on a Monday, where they make this delicious recipe. You can taste it and make sure you make it for yourself. Now, make sure you also catch the 3rd season of Winner Home right here on Afternoon Express. Follow our 3 young designers every weekday from the 16th of May as they turn 3 empty apartments into dream homes with expert color advice from Plascon to create on-trend living spaces and luxurious Caesar stone surfaces, all at the award-winning Valdevie Estate, conveniently located in the Cape Winelands. Enter the grand prize competition on privateproperty.co.za, and you, the viewer, stand a chance to win one of the completed apartments. Winner Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in proud association with Nedbank. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Bonang Mateba. Make sure you tune in for Afternoon Express on the 3rd of May 2016, live at 4 p.m. on SABC3. We're honored to be joined by 2 iconic South African men, namely Johan Stemmert, who has been hosting SABC2's best-loved game show, Noot vir Noot, for 25 years, as well as the legendary actor Joe Mafela, best known for his role as Dumo in the classic series Good is Nice. Old School is so cool on Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4 p.m. Find it on 3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, today is all about skincare, and we asked what are the craziest beauty remedies that you've heard of, and did they work? So we've got a couple of Facebook comments and tweets, all the rest. Now, Nosipho Ngwenya says, they say birth control pills reduces acne. Is this true? The pill, does that take away acne?
Well, yes, because it increases the amount of estrogen.
Okay,
so it can do that, yes.
Okay, great. There you go.
Awesome. Also saw a tweet earlier on from somebody else who asked and said that they put turmeric in water to wash their face in the morning.
Turmeric is amazing. It's a miracle. It's absolutely a miracle spice. Hey, why is turmeric so good for you?
Well, it's an extremely powerful antioxidant. That's one of the things. It has also many other values for us if we're in cancer situations.
Oh, my word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take turmeric pills every single day.
Yeah. I'd love to hear from you guys. We're now taking live phone calls on Afternoon Express. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So we've got Anonymous who called in from Durban. Anonymous, welcome to Afternoon Express. Anonymous?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, doctor.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Yeah,
I wish... Go for it.
Yeah, I have a concern. I've got vitiligo, which has manifested about 2 years ago, and it's just spreading extensively to all parts of my body. I'm particularly concerned about my face because I play golf, and I'm exposed to the sun for almost 6 hours. I use a factor 50 plus, which is total block, and I also use zinc oxide to cover those spots around my eyes and around my nose and for the vitiligo, which is now spreading extensively. I just want to know, will it exacerbate, will it make my problem worse being exposed to the sun as far as the vitiligo goes? I know it's an autoimmune disease, but I just want to know whether that will exacerbate the sun.
That's a good question.
Well, let's start off with what is vitiligo?
Well, vitiligo is where the skin goes white.
Okay.
The cells that make our pigment stop working for some reason that's not quite clearly explained, and eventually, after a while, they will disappear.
Okay.
So it's people get these milky white spots on their skin.
Okay.
It's terrible on the face. It's more noticeable in darker-skinned people, but it's equally common in lighter-skinned people.
Okay.
So what can our anonymous caller do about that? What are sort of the ways that they can prevent sort of getting sun damage in that situation?
One of the therapies that has been described, but nothing works 100%, is to take high doses of vitamin B12, high doses of folic acid, and go out into the sun.
Okay, wow.
Oh, wow.
Just to get the active ingredients.
Sorry, we also have a treatment called an excimer laser that also stimulates the melanocytes. So we see patients once a week, and they come in, and with time, it repigments. But obviously, some areas work better than other areas. Yeah. And most of our patients, we find stress plays a major role. Obviously, it affects them psychologically, which makes it more stressful, which makes the condition worse. There are a few very good dermatologists in Durban who do treat vitiligo. They've referred patients to us in Cape Town. So I would suggest seeing a dermatologist, and it's a combination of creams, your lifestyle, and treatments.
Well, thank you so much for coming through on the show today. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, good evening and happy eating. Ciao. Yay, this looks amazing.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we spend the afternoon with two iconic South African men. Host of Noord vir Noord on SABC2, Johan Stemmert, and legendary actor and singer Joe Mafela.
Another feel-good production.
Hi, YouTubers. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here. And we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and, of course, our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.